There's trouble in paradise, folks. The Sussexes, royalty's answer to John Lennon and Yoko Ono, have directed hundreds of thousands of dollars from their charity to politically controversial figures. This according to bombshell documents seen by the New York Post. Now, it's abundantly clear which side of the political aisle the world's most famous champagne socialists inhabit, with the couple having invested heavily in top Democratic Party aligned projects. Now, their California-based non-profit organization is called the Archwell Foundation. By the way, that's a name partly comprised from their eldest son's name of Archie. What an example of narcissism that is in its own right. Oh, our offspring is so precious, so treasured, such a blessed gift to the world, we must name our charity after him. That poor kid had barely been out of the womb before his name was used by the Sussexes in yet another PR exercise. Exactly like stealing the name Lilibet for their daughter, Lilibet being the treasured and intimate pet name used by Prince Philip for Queen Elizabeth. But hey, nothing is sacred for Harry and Meghan, who, it's my understanding, didn't even seek permission for the use of that name Lilibet from its owner, the Queen.
Hello, my darlings. Another day, another attempt to use the Sussexes' name for clout. We often encounter stories that grab our attention. They promise sensational revelations, drawing us in with bold headlines and dramatic claims. These stories offer simplistic explanations for complex issues, making it easy to form quick opinions without understanding the full context. But what happens when these stories are built on shaky foundations, when the facts are not as solid as they seem? What if they distort the truth to fit a particular narrative? This can lead to misinformation and misunderstanding. Today, let's take a closer look at the claims made against the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They have been the subject of numerous headlines and stories. Let's separate fact from fiction. By examining the evidence closely, we can uncover the truth behind the sensationalism. The Sussexes have been subject to intense scrutiny. Every aspect of their lives is analysed and often criticised by the media. Their every move is analysed and often criticised. This constant scrutiny can distort the public's perception of them. Mark Dolan, a British commentator, has been particularly vocal. He frequently shares his opinions on their actions and motivations. He accuses them of seeking fame and fortune, suggesting that their public appearances are driven by personal gain rather than genuine intent. He suggests they are exploiting their royal titles for personal gain. But is this a fair assessment of their actions and intentions? But are these accusations fair? Are they even true? By critically examining the evidence and considering multiple perspectives, we can form a more balanced view. Mark Dolan's claims, like many sensational stories, thrive on generating outrage. His segments are designed to provoke strong emotional reactions, often at the expense of nuanced understanding. He paints the Sussexes as out-of-touch elites, disconnected from the everyday struggles of ordinary people. He accuses them of hypocrisy, suggesting that their public statements don't align with their private actions. He suggests they preach about social justice while living a life of privilege, creating a narrative that they are insincere in their advocacy. This narrative resonates with a certain audience, particularly those who feel alienated or skeptical of the elite. It's easier to believe in villains than to grapple with the nuances of their story. Simplified narratives provide clear targets for frustration and anger. Dolan's accusations often lack evidence, relying more on conjecture than on verifiable facts. He relies on speculation and innuendo, creating a cloud of doubt without substantial proof. This type of commentary is part of a larger trend in media, where sensationalism often trumps accuracy. Clickbait headlines and sensational stories dominate our news feeds, prioritizing engagement over truth. Facts are often secondary to generating clicks and views, leading to a distorted perception of reality. In this environment, the Sussexes become easy targets, their every move scrutinized and criticized. Their personal lives are dissected and distorted for profit, turning them into perpetual subjects of public fascination and outrage. One of the most persistent accusations against Meghan Markle is her supposed political ambition. Dolan and others suggest that she is using her platform to launch a political career. They point to her outspokenness on social issues as evidence. This accusation, however, ignores Meghan's long history of activism. Long before meeting Prince Harry, Meghan was a vocal advocate for gender equality. She spoke out against racism and injustice. Her work with the United Nations and other organizations demonstrates a deep commitment to social change. To suggest that her activism is a recent development or a calculated move is misleading. The Sussexes have consistently used their platform to shine a light on important causes. They have championed mental health awareness. They have supported organisations working to empower women and girls. Their Archwell Foundation focuses on tackling some of the world's most pressing issues. From supporting veterans to promoting early childhood education, the Sussexes' actions demonstrate a genuine desire to make a difference. They have used their voices to amplify the work of others. They have leveraged their resources to bring about positive change. Their commitment to social good is undeniable. Section 5. The Media Maze, Bias Control and the Sussexes Narrative. It's impossible to discuss the Sussexes without acknowledging the role of the media. The media has been a constant presence in their lives, shaping public perception and influencing opinions. The British tabloid press in particular has been relentless in its pursuit of the couple. Their every move is scrutinised, every gesture analysed, and every word dissected. They have published intrusive articles. They have fabricated stories. The tabloids have crossed boundaries, invading their privacy and creating a hostile environment. They have fueled a narrative of negativity and drama. Sensationalism sells, and the tabloids have capitalised on this, often at the expense of truth and integrity. This relentless scrutiny has taken a toll on the Sussexes' mental health. The constant pressure and negative portrayal have led to significant stress and anxiety for the couple. It has also contributed to a climate of hostility and misinformation. The public's perception is often shaped by these biased narratives, leading to widespread misunderstanding and animosity. The media's obsession with the Sussexes has little to do with news and everything to do with sales. The more sensational the story, the higher the sales figures. It's about maintaining control over the narrative and profiting from the drama. The media's focus on the Sussexes is a calculated move to keep readers engaged and profits high, regardless of the impact on the individuals involved. Section 6. Double standards, royal scandals and media responses. The media's treatment of the Sussexes stands in stark contrast to its handling of other royal scandals. Prince Andrew's association with Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted sex offender, received far less scrutiny. The allegations against him were serious and credible, yet the media's response was muted compared to its coverage of the Sussexes. This discrepancy exposes the double standard at play. The Sussexes, particularly Meghan, are held to a different standard. Their every move is scrutinised, while others within the royal family enjoy a certain level of protection from negative press. Section 7. Seeking Freedom. Understanding the Sussexes' departure. The Sussexes' decision to step back from their roles as senior royals was met with mixed reactions. Some saw it as an act of betrayal. Others applauded their courage. It's important to remember the context surrounding their departure. The relentless media harassment, the lack of support from within the institution, and the toll it was taking on their well-being all contributed to their decision. The Sussexes simply sought a life free from constant scrutiny and intrusion. They wanted to raise their children in a healthier environment. Their decision was a personal one, driven by a desire for peace and autonomy. Section 8. Resilience and Hope, looking beyond the headlines. The Sussexes' story is far from over. They continue to face challenges and criticism. Yet they remain resilient. They continue to use their voices to advocate for what they believe in. They are building a life on their own terms, defined by purpose and authenticity. It's easy to get caught up in the headlines. It's easy to believe the simplified narratives. But the truth is always more complex. The The Sussexes' story is one of resilience, compassion, and a commitment to making the world a better place. I know my darlings see through the noise. And if you support the Sussexes standing in their truth, don't forget to hit that super thanks button and show your love. Because the real question is, when will we finally let Harry and Meghan live?